asking. And he's like that. He'll be just like that for you too. Like, Scripture is beautiful, and it's his love letter to us. So, anyway, so that was my kind of first encounter. And that is what we're going to be doing as part of our peer leader commitment. What we're going to ask you to make is to give a certain amount of time, and Josh will talk to you about that, with Scripture. And then in our meetings, we'll come back and discuss what we've read in the Gospels. So we're going to use Lectio Divina as our method. Who has heard of Lectio Divina before? And what do you think of when you think of that?
Sounds really holy.
So it's a lot.
Law of God?
I'm sorry?
Is it law of God, divine law?
It is, I should know this for certain, I'm pretty sure it is sacred reading, or divine reading.
Oh, that's
Divina. And I think I mentioned it's a method, so it's certain steps that you do. Hey, Stevie. Hi. But the steps are going to come naturally to you. You're going to realize it progresses in a very natural way that will suit you. So it sounds, with steps, it can sound kind of rigid, but it's really not. Yes. Oh, going into Scripture is kind of like, I had this little thing I wanted to share. We went on a silent retreat, Emma and I did this weekend on Shaw Island, and we were kayaking in the Puget Sound, and the water was it was clear, but it was really dark, and it was very deep. I had kayaked out a little bit, and I was looking at the water, and it just kind of reminded me of with Scripture, what I was doing when I just would read through it and not actually reread it and reread it and give God that chance to speak to me through it. It was kind of like sitting on the surface of the water and and so it was dark to me, but when you actually go dive down into the sound, there's so much life there, the I don't know, the things coming out of the ground and whatever you call them, coral, I don't know. Are there corals in the sound? I don't even know.
I think we have the world's largest octopus or something like that.
Oh,
squid.
Wow.
I don't know.
Or
Is
that
that
would be
just a
interesting.
rumor? Is that just a rumor?
No,
Is that like the, what is it, the Sasquatch? The Sasquatch of the sound. So yeah, but there's so much life in there, but you don't actually, you have to dive into it to actually see it. Okay, but anyway, so Lectio Divina. So there are 4 steps, and in the book they're a little bit different, so I'm going to tell you what the steps the book uses and then give you the equivalent. The first step is concentrate. Okay, and concentrate would begin with scheduling a time to pray, because often if you don't schedule at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the week, it's not going to happen. You just keep putting it off, and it ends up you're reading before bed and falling asleep. It also would involve setting aside a place to pray and putting aside your electronics, because if your cell phone is right next to you as you're reading the Bible and it goes off, that's going to interrupt that sacred time. Also, using something that will assist you in your prayer, whether, lighting a candle. For me, I have the Divine Mercy image that I really love, so I just set it in front of me, or a crucifix. Ideally going into the church, but also making that space in your home. If you can use, I don't know, if you want maps to help you enter into, if you're in a Bible story and they're naming different places, you can get a map or something. So schedule, I'm just going to say props for lack of a better word.